done something she'll never forget in her life.
So I'd figure since we talk about running a lot on this channel, we this time talk about the other related side of athletics and discuss one person that I think really deserves a lot of respect for what she's accomplished this year, and that is no other than the woman with the most hops in the world and European Athlete of the Year, Yaroslava Mahuchikh. Now, Mahuchikh is one of those athletes that is incredibly fun to watch, not just because she's extremely talented in her event, but also because she does funny things like taking naps right on the field of her competition. I mean, she's got a sleeping bag right there and all. And as someone who enjoys lying down as well, it's fun to see one of the world's best athletes taking a bit of a nap right on the field. But Mahuchikh did achieve something really big this year recently that I thought was noteworthy, and that was win European Athlete of the Year 5 years after winning the Rising Star Award.
2019, I won the Rising Star Award, and it pushed me to continue my work, to continue training.
And winning the European Athlete of the Year award is not easy. On both sides, you've got pretty much the best track runner in the world in Jakob Ingebrigtsen. You've got sprinting sensation Karsten Warholm. You've got Dutch phenom Femke Bol. But I really do think Mahuchikh deserved the award this year. And when you take a look back and realize what she's accomplished in 2024 and how she's accomplished it, you really have to respect how impressive it's been. Now, Mahuchikh has arguably one of the most impressive resumes in the high jump out there. From when she first started competing, she rarely lost competitions. However, her 2024 year got off to a start where Mahuchikh would end up in second place to Nicola Olaslagers from Australia at Glasgow for World Indoors. Now, indoors is an interesting time of year because not every athlete truly cares or peaks hard for indoors, but for Mahuchikh, who was perfect in 2023, major championships with wins at Euro Indoors, the European Games, the World Championships, and Diamond League final. This marked the first loss since she had to settle for silver at the 2022 World Championships in Eugene behind another Aussie, Eleanor Patterson, who honestly had the jumping competition of her life, going over 202 and doing so on her first attempt, allowing her to claim gold against Mahuchikh as the Ukrainian came very close to winning it herself. Yeah, Mahuchikh would take this start to her 2024 campaign, a loss to Olaslagers, and only build off it with a 2.01 clearance at the European Championships, followed by, well, the competition that would not only redefine her ability, but also rewrite the history books. Paris Diamond League is always one of the biggest Diamond League events on the world professional athletics circuit, and Mahuchikh certainly was looking very good throughout this competition. And it turned out her only competitor at 2.03 would be indoor world champ Nicola Olaslagers. But this time, Mahuchikh would clear the height and Olaslagers would miss all three of her attempts. With the competition won, Mahuchikh decided to do something incredibly impressive, move the bar up to 207. Now, keep in mind, Mahuchikh had missed once already at 2.03, and turning up the bar to 2.07 was a big ask. Yet, on her second attempt, Mahuchikh cleared it in what was a stunning achievement, a personal best and national record. But still, the Ukrainian high jump superstar was not done just yet. Again, with the competition secured, she could put the bar higher to really shoot for something otherworldly, and that's exactly what she did, asking for 2.10 meters. Now, the high jump world record on the women's side has stood the test of time.
209.
And I think unlike the running side of the athletics world, the side I'm more familiar with, there hasn't been this insane revolution of smashing all the previous world records that coincided with a revolution in technology, more specifically in shoes. First, it was the Nike Vaporfly 4% on the roads, and then it would be the Nike Dragonfly on the track. And since then, essentially every major brand has produced distance running shoes that seem proven to have this super shoe performance boosting effect. However, unlike with running, jumping has not, at least in my experience, had its own version of the 4% or super shoes that somehow propel you higher. And that, of course, would probably never be allowed anyway, since the sport is literally based on how high you can jump. All that being said, when you look at Stefka Kostadinova's mark from 1987 in Rome, there hasn't been the same recent pressure on the world record, at least I feel like, compared to running. Of course, you had Vlasic go 2.08 in 2009 and Chicharova at 2.07 in 2011, but the chances of seeing a world record in 2024 were essentially slim to none. Mahuchikh hadn't been jumping close to 2.10, and yet at Paris Diamond League on that day, she felt she had it in her to really just go for it. And that's the crazy thing, is Mahuchikh didn't even need multiple attempts to break the world record. She clears the bar, just an insane jump. She was flying out there, and she did so on her first attempt. After failing at 2:03 on her first try, Mahuchikh nailed 2.10, and that was just absolutely insane to watch. You could see the joy she had, and I'm sure it was almost unbelievable for her too. But when you do compare these jumps side by side, both are obviously extremely impressive. I'm not the most knowledgeable about jumps. Kostadinova's does seem a tad bit cleaner technically. However, the high jump isn't based on technicals, it's based on how high you can jump. And Mahuchikh would be the first woman ever to jump 2.1 meters. How high is that? Higher than LeBron James, around as high as Giannis Antetokounmpo, and not much shorter than Victor Wembanyama. Although, given how world records aren't set too frequently in the high jump, it may take a while to get to 2.2, if ever, on the women's side. But the thing is, even after breaking the world record, Mahuchikh still had more that she wanted to do in this year, given how she had yet to win Olympic gold, coming up with bronze in Tokyo. And now, after setting the world record at Paris Diamond League, she was the favorite to win gold in Paris. And that's what she did, winning with a 2.00 to add to her extremely impressive 2024 campaign. And finally, rounding things out with a Diamond League final victory in Brussels. And by the way, I do got to mention before that, she attended the Mondo versus Karsten showdown in Zurich, and she did throw down a great idea for having a similar type of duel between jumps.
For me, it's so exciting, but jumps for jumps.
Jumps for jumps, that looks like there's another one for Mondo.
Speaking of Mondo, he won the European Athlete of the Year award on the men's side, and he decided to talk to the audience in his car somewhere, but nothing wrong with that, especially in the off-season. He can do what he wants. Mahuchikh, though, finally won European Athlete of the Year for the women. Just a great achievement and something truly deserved after the season she's had. And I think the entire athletics world should really appreciate it. If you enjoy coverage of the sport like this, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. See you in the next one.